Our first lesson in history is the advent of the Europeans, that is, the entry of Europeans to India. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about the sources of modern India, the advent of the Europeans like the Portugal, the Dutch, the British, the Danish, and the French. Introduction. In the 18th and 19th centuries, many foreign travelers, traders, missionaries, and civil servants came to India and left accounts of their experiences and impressions of various parts of the country. We have abundant sources at national, international, and regional level to know about the events of modern period. Sources of modern India. The source is something that provides us information. The source can be divided into a primary source and a secondary source. The primary sources includes coins, potteries, monuments, tools, and inscriptions. And the secondary sources include epics, accounts by foreign travelers, religious literatures, and biographies. Kinds of sources. Written source. A written source includes literatures, autobiographies, government documents, and manuscripts. From the accounts of the Marco Polo and similar sources, Europeans came to know about the wealth of India and get attracted to it. Anandarangam was a translator to assist French trade in India. His diaries contains daily events from 1736 to 1760. Archives. It is a place where historical documents are preserved, that is, stored. The National Archives of India, NAI, is located in New Delhi. It contains authentic evidence about the activities of people in India. George William Forrest is called the father of National Archives of India. The Madras Record Office, now called as the Tamil Nadu Archives (TNA), is located at Chennai. It contains series of administrative records. Material sources. Paintings and statues are main sources of material sources. They give us lot of information. Museums help us to preserve and promote our cultural heritage. Coins are a good source to know about the administrative history. The first paper currency was issued by the RBI in 1938. Advent of the Europeans. The Europeans discovered new sea routes to the east. The Portugal was the first to make a dynamic attempt to discover new sea routes to India. Prince Henry, also known as the navigator, encouraged his countrymen to explore the unknown regions of the world. Vasco da Gama was a Portuguese sailor who sailed to Calicut with the help of the Indian pilot in 1498. There he was cordially received by King Zomarin, the ruler of Calicut. He came to India for the second time in 1501 with 20 ships and founded a trading center at Kannur, and they established factories at Calicut and Cochin. The third voyage was in 1524, where he died in Cochin because of illness. Here you can trace the sea route of Vasco da Gama, which is given in green color, starting from Lisbon through Cape of Good Hope, Mombosa, and finally reaching Calicut. Francisco de Almeida. He was a Portuguese soldier who was sent as a first governor for Portuguese possession in India. He introduced a policy called Blue Water Policy, in which he decided to become more powerful at sea instead of building fortresses on Indian land. In 1509, the Portuguese claimed the naval supremacy in Asia. Alfonso de Albuquerque. He was the real founder of Portuguese power in India. He maintained friendly relations with Vijayanagar Empire and also encouraged the marriage of Portuguese with Indian women. Nino de Cunha. He brought the cultivation of tobacco to India. The printing press was set up by the Portuguese at Goa in 1556. A scientific work on the Indian medicinal plants by European writers was printed at Goa. The Dutch. The Dutch followed the Portuguese into India. After their arrival in India, the Dutch founded their first factory in Masulipatam in 1605. At first, the Pulicat was their headquarters. Later, they shifted it to Nagapatnam in 1690. The most important Indian commodities traded by the Dutch were silk, cotton, indigo, that is a plant used to obtain a dark blue color dye, rice, and opium, that is a narcotic drug used to control pain, and sometimes it is used as an illegal drug for pleasure. Dutch in Tamil Nadu. The Dutch built the Fort Gelria in 1613. It was one of the seat of the Dutch power. The Dutch established the settlement in Pulicat in 1610. Diamonds were exported from Pulicat to the western countries. The other Dutch colonial forts and positions were Nagapatnam, Kadalur and Devanampatnam. The British. On 1600, Elizabeth, the Queen of England, granted a charter to the Governor and Company of Merchants of London to trade with East Indies. The English established their factory at Surat in 1613, which initially became the headquarters of the English in Western India. The East India Company built its famous fort called St. George Fort in Madras. After the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, the company became the political power. India was under the East India Company's rule till 1858. After, it came under the direct administration of the British Crown. The Danish. On 1616, the King of Denmark, Christian IV, issued a charter and created a Danish East India Company. They established the settlements in Tranquebar and Serampore. Serampore was the headquarters in India. The French. The French East India Company was formed in 1664 by Colbert. France was the last European country to came to India as traders. Pondicherry became the most important and prosperous French settlement in India. They found factories at Surat and Masulipatnam and established factories in different parts of the India, particularly in coastal regions. Also, they built Fort St. Louis at Pondicherry. Recap. Now let's go through the main contents of the lesson. The first thing is that why the Europeans came to India. I hope you all know the answer. That is the main reason for the plenty of resources available in India so that they can use it as the raw material at low cost. Then, how they came to India. Most of the Europeans penetrated into India through sea routes. Then the major achievement was using resources of India and making a trade center with cheap labor was achieved through a period of time. Here we can see the Portuguese made settlements in Diu, Daman, Bassein, Goa, Kannanur, Calicut and Cochin. And the French settlements are in Chandernagore, Balasur, Yanam, Pondicherry, Karaikal, Mahi. And the Dutch settlements are in Chinsura, Pulicat, Nagapatnam. And Danish settlements are in Serampore and Tranquebar. And the English settlements in Hughley, Calcutta, Madras, Bombay, Salsette, Surat, Bhuj, Ahmedabad and Agra. Here we can see that the Portuguese power was eliminated, that is removed by the Dutch, and the Dutch power was eliminated by the English. The French neglected trade and entangled, that is, made them twisted in wars with European countries and Indians. The three Carnatic Wars destroyed the French power in India. The comparative success of the British over the Portuguese, the Dutch, the Danish and the French was due to the spirit of supreme sacrifice, national character and their ascendancy, which means the influence in Europe. I hope now you are all clear with the lesson, the advent of the Europeans. Please go through the book back questions and map, which will be displayed in the forthcoming slides. Time is free, but it is priceless, so use it wisely.